an English dictionary. If it could be translated into audio, it would sound like from the saxophone of Lisa Simpson. Two words combined and strategically combined to form the biggest oxymoron in the history of mankind. All, most. But see, as far as the world's concerned, you can live your life foul and almost get away with murder if you had a nice smile. See, almost is no stranger to Satan. Ready, here's proof. He only tells lies when they're almost the truth, and it's amazing. In our incompleteness, we find complacence. But if almost is one of Lucifer's many traits, then we're really good at Satan impersonations. But on the contrary, Christ did his job fully, and he proved he was God when he died on the cross like it was his duty. And to pardon our iniquities that we committed rudely, he resurrected from the grave just to tell death to excuse me. But excuse me, this is your life, and that's something I can't impose on. But your body is God's home, which wasn't loaned to get foreclosed on. See, an almost Christian looks right but lives wrong. Can't stand the convictions in the book of Romans, so they sit down to be comforted in songs. Never truly understood worship, but loved to sing songs like, I surrender all. Most. Because it would be far too expensive for you to spend your life on something that doesn't appeal to your five senses. See, nowadays, Christianity is like a Louis rag. No function or use, but hey, you just rock it because it's stylish. Not righteous, but right-ish. So now all God sees is a pile of Ishmaels when he intended for Isaacs. And see, we're moved by how we feel, so we're saved when we feel like it. So technically, we've never really been saved. We've only tried it. So no wonder why we're never really sold out after we return it when we buy it. Okay, let me break it down, because you need to beware that your life could lack the very things that need to be there. Because on that final day of judgment, while Christ is receiving his heir, will he say, son, well done, or medium rare? Because even by the world's standards, it would be highly insane for you to start spending your money days before you almost get paid. Like parents, you wouldn't send your kids to a school that's almost safe. But see, this is the very thing about God that we all try to get around. But his standards are like between two mountains, no middle ground. So really a halfway life is unprofitable to you. Because after all the Sunday services and Bible studies and prayer meetings and all that falls in between, Christ will say, I never knew you. And that's not even the worst part about living your life as neutral. It's that you were once Arctic, but it's your warmness that's causing him to spew you. See, this was the very thing that had me. I was held and bound down by the unforgiving gravity of my spiritual reality. I was a Christian. Or at least portrayed the fantasy. I had a filthy personal life, but how you doing, brother? God bless you, sister. Personality. I was a male. Enveloped by guilt because I was stamped a sinner. Okay, hold up. I was a male. Enveloped by guilt because I was stamped a sinner. My message couldn't be received because I didn't represent the sender, but I was almost delivered. Until that day that I totally and completely and absolutely surrendered. I took heed to a modern speaker who said that it's time for change. Now I'm no longer bound to sin, point blank off the chain. You can ask Omar Abdul Muttalib, and he'll probably tell you the same. You don't almost go to jail when you almost blow a plane. Like we don't almost go to hell when we almost get saved. Despise the cross that he was slain and thus the cause for which he came, but don't worry, I'm almost done. But before I leave this stage, we've all worked in sin. and death was minimum wage. I said we all worked in sin, and death was minimum wage. But if it wasn't for Christ, we would have almost got paid.